A rocky, consensual relationship is how the accuser explained her experience with Shannon Sharpe. And she was right, it was rocky. It started out rocky. The woman, now a Nevada resident, says that she met Sharpe when she was 22 years old at a gym in Los Angeles in 2023. She claims he made multiple advances towards her in subsequent visits to the gym, before the complaint says she eventually gave in. Sharpe allegedly asked the woman to sign a non-disclosure agreement before she could meet up with him, but dropped the request after she pushed back, the lawsuit states. Yeah, you see, it started out rocky. She ain't want to sign the NDA. As soon as she said no to the NDA, you should have left her the hell alone. What was her motive behind not wanting to sign the NDA? I don't know. But I can guess what the motive was from two different angles. Angle number one, the accuser is 30 years younger than Shannon Sharpe. Maybe she was too young to understand the importance of signing an NDA. Maybe she ain't understand that your name, image, and likeness is your bread and butter. So it is very important that you protect your brand from any potential malicious intent. Maybe she was too young to understand that an NDA is very common amongst high-profile celebrities who has a whole brand that they need to protect. And being a young lady, she probably failed to see the logic behind the situation and got emotional about it. Why do you want me to sign an NDA? Are you ashamed of me? You don't want the world to know that you're talking to somebody 30 years younger than you? You're ashamed of me. You know what? If I gotta sign an NDA, I do not want to hang out, Mr. Sharpe. And Shannon Sharpe responded with, you know what, baby? Damn that NDA. I'ma risk these millions of dollars I'm making. I'm trying to slap skins. You know, that's one angle. And another angle that you can look at it from, she completely understands that Shannon Sharpe's name, image, and likeness is his bread and butter. If she don't sign that NDA and Shannon Sharpe still chooses to pursue her, maybe she can gain herself some type of leverage in the long run. Maybe she didn't know who Shannon Sharpe was the first few times that he tried to pursue her. She was born in like 2003, and she probably don't know a goddamn thing about football. He probably told her who he was and what he accomplished in his life. Then she probably looked him up on Google, and when she looked him up on Google, she said to herself, oh damn, this Negro rich. And that's when she decided to give in, because now she knows who she's dealing with. That's another angle you can look at it from. But regardless of the angles, when she ain't signed that NDA, Shannon Sharpe should have left her the hell alone. When you in your 50s and you a multi-millionaire, a young tenderoni in her 20s will be one of the biggest liabilities you will ever encounter. Shannon Sharpe should have left her the hell alone. Oh, you ain't signing this NDA? You need to get the hell out my way. But Shannon Sharpe ain't do that. Obviously, he was thinking with his and not thinking with his brain. And when you think with your Chico stick instead of thinking with your brain, you gonna find yourself in front of a camera saying this.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm gonna be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about.
Now, the allegations that's in this lawsuit paints a picture of Shannon Sharpe that we do not see on TV. This can't be the Lakers in 5, Shannon. This can't be the Shannon Sharpe that Skip Bayless said, put your glasses back on. This can't be the Hennessy and Black and Mild Shannon, or maybe it is. This lady tried to paint a picture of Shannon Sharpe the same way Tyler Perry paints a picture of black men in his goddamn movies. And me being a black man and also a strong supporter of Shannon Sharpe, I was reading this lawsuit like, goddamn, I hope this ain't true. This can't be true. Not my Uncle Shannon. I'll be damned. The lawsuit recounts a subsequent alleged incident during which she claimed Sharpe became violent with her and threatened to unalive her after she showed up late to his home. Damn, Unc, how late was she showing up for you to feel like that? Allegedly. We gonna be saying allegedly a lot in this video. So you meaning to tell me a multi-millionaire who got money, notoriety, and resources, who can bag up tenderonis whenever he feel like it just based off his accolades, was sitting in his house like an emotionally unstable incel, waiting on you to pull up? And I ain't taking no sides, I'm just speaking from a man's perspective. And as a man, and I'm strictly speaking for myself, if I got money and options, I ain't waiting on no goddamn body. Like, shawty, is you pulling up or what? And if you ain't, I got Kelly on the other line and she hot and ready. You got 5 minutes to figure out what you want to do before your replacement show up. That's the type of vibe I'm on if I'm Shannon Sharpe. That's why I find this hard to believe. But it doesn't mean that it's not true, because I wasn't there. I'm just giving y'all my perspective. The woman alleges that Sharpe also recorded their encounters without her consent and shared the recordings with others. Now this don't make no sense, but at the same time it makes sense. The reason why it don't make no sense is because allegedly he requested that she sign an NDA. He don't want you out here spreading his business, but he out here spreading his own business. That don't make any sense, and the reason why it does make sense, old heads be taking pride in busting down these young tenderonis. Shit, nephew, you need to get on unk level. Look at this hot piece of ass I'm busting down. I be tearing her young ass up. Like, come on now, we all heard these type of conversations at family gatherings. He demanded complete control over her time and body, expecting her to be at his house on his schedule, at his command, whenever he called. Now let's say that this is true, and if it is true, this came from social media stalking. Uncle Shannon seen her on Snapchat living her best life. All up in the club, taking shots of Casamigos, drunk as hell, twerking on dudes that's in her age range. That probably sent Unc in an uproar, allegedly. Like, oh hell nah, I know my young tenderoni ain't out here enjoying her life. She's supposed to be at my house rubbing my feet and pouring my bath water. And frying me some goddamn chicken, I'll be down. Allegedly now, cause like I said, I am not here to take sides. I am here to give y'all a different perspective. The suit then describes an October 2024 incident. Sharpe allegedly forced the plaintiff into a car and took her to her apartment. The plaintiff alleges that Sharpe then forced her to perform that wet mouth before I'll be down. Sharpe grabbed her head, forcing her to look at him as she sobbed. He said at that point, "Look at this. Look at my arm. I got chills. That's how good this is." You ever read something and while you're reading it, your eyes get bigger and your mouth drop? That's what the hell just happened to me. If this is true, I'll be damned. That man was taking advice from the baby oil bandit. Like, yeah, big dog, whenever that young tenderoni don't want to give it up, take that. Take that. Nah, Shannon, don't take that. As a matter of fact, take your ass home. I got chill bumps because it feels so good. That sounds like something out of a Tyler Perry movie. If this is true, she should have went to the police that night. He just slid in you without consent. His DNA is all over you. Why you ain't go to the police? And when they got to the apartment, she must have been hog-tied with duct tape over her mouth. Because if this happened at an apartment complex, people are naturally nosy. Somebody would have came outside if she would have started screaming for help. But it doesn't mention anything about being hog-tied to duct tape in the lawsuit, so I'm confused as hell right now. January 2025, the plaintiff claims that Sharpe asked to come to her apartment to give her a combined Christmas and birthday present. Once there, the plaintiff alleges in the complaint that he again assaulted her and refused to wear a. So let me get this straight. You allowed this man to come over again after he violated you the way you claim he did? I ain't taking no sides. I'm just giving you my perspective. And this how I see it. If somebody violated me the way Shannon Sharpe supposedly violated her, I'm not going to be comfortable in the presence of that person. I'm not going to feel safe in the presence of that person. So me allowing this individual to come to my house while I'm by myself is a no-no. Because now I'm giving that person an opportunity to do it again. If somebody threatens my life and violates me on multiple occasions, why would I be okay with that person coming over? And if I am okay with this person coming over, 9 times out of 10, I'm about to unalive him. Shannon Sharpe's attorney described the lawsuit as a shakedown attempt and claimed that the relationship between the woman and Sharpe was consensual. Davis claims the accuser sent explicit text messages that show a broader pattern of graphic communication initiated by the accuser. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're blanking me. I know you miss this big juicy ass, $25K for each cheek. You better crave it because you're gonna be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. No homo, double pause that. I can't believe I read that. I'ma end the video like this. Shannon Sharpe is ready to take this broad to court and fight. If he felt like he was guilty, that man would try his best to keep this behind closed doors and settle. That's probably what her lawyer was hoping for. But nah, he taking y'all asses to court. But real talk, when she ain't signed that NDA, you should have got her ass out the way.